Hi guys, this is a narration from my book. I also slept with Rashmi Verma, which I'm in the process of making into an uninterrupted digital movie by the same name. The rights of the books, the digital right of the book, have been bought by Rapo Group, a gentleman called Deepak Dattani, who is their chairman. We have a producer by the name of Ashish Parashar, who's producing this film. We have a director by the name of the very famous Raj Sandelia, who has directed Dream Girl recently, directing this film. And we've also signed Rahul Banga as one of the actors in the character of Anni Bahal. I myself am playing the role of Mama Molester in the web series. It's a role that I've written for myself in the book. And we're looking at Mithun Chakravarti's son, Nimhashi Chakravarti, to play the main lead, which is Anuj's role, which is basically my character 25 years back. And so this is a narration of one of the chapters from the book, the 11th chapter, which is on a character called Rakesh Dhar, the legend of the Pshyco. Rakesh Dhar was my senior and a major influence in my campus life. He taught me all I wanted to know about advertising and marketing. He was the one who truly entrenched the love of Kotler in my heart, all the while sharing my dope with him. Yes, sir, the Bengali of East Pakistan Jail was a very big nutcase. He was tall and broad, a man of great physical strength and short fuse. He was the only one I knew who could smoke dope all night while listening to the Doors music and then be up for breakfast at 6 in the morning. Yes, sir, Rakesh never missed his breakfast. He also had a kinetic Honda that he would ride around the campus like a maniac. He also loved to wear sunglasses and flaunt Zippo lighters. Yes, sir, Rakesh Dhar was a very big madman. That was the bond we shared. He was hated by the fellow students of the influential college committee. His frustration and anguish of having to stand apart from the crowd also added to the pressure which was worsening his mental condition. Yes, sir, this was a psycho on the loose on campus. He was a walking, talking nightmare on Elm Street. That was Rakesh Dhar. He would ride around the campus in his trademark style on his kinetic and sit with humble folks like me and Annie as a true mentor. He was also the mentor of the Chelsea Power team, by the way. He carried all sorts of metal dusters, knives, knuckle dusters, metal nails with him and was ready for a fist fight at any time. As I said, he had a short fuse. This boy, he hung around the lot of us, but I witnessed the demonstration of the psycho's ability when I gave him the keys of my car one night. That was a very big blunder, and I had to pay for my mistake. We were all high on dope and beer driving around the city. It was past midnight and we were far away from the destination. Rakesh was on the wheels and suddenly he lost control and banged into a car standing on a red light. It was a big bang. He opened the door and fell out on the footpath beside me. Lucky for me, we were all safe, but the bonnet of our Maruti 800 and its radiator was smashed. There was no tow truck to help us. The only help we had was Raizada and Nitya Monk, who were coming behind in Raizada's NE 118. The boys pulled over and helped Rakesh back into the car. He had been lying on the footpath, gazing at the Saptarishi formation in the sky. But the issue was how to take my fucked up Maruti back to base. Ah, Eureka! The Jat with the peanut brain came up with the most novel idea, and I guess this is the one we finally took. अरे रायज़ादा की गाड़ी इसकी गाड़ी को पीछे से धक्का दे देगी, काम हो जाएगा बस. Push guys, push. One car will push the other car, and that's it. Yes, indeed, Raizada's NE 118 pushed my Maruti 800 from behind. One push after another, one push after another. It slowly but surely took us back to base. Dhar was still in a state of coma and had to be brought back to the room by the Jat Brigade. This would not be the last time that Dhar would be involved in such disaster. Disaster would follow him all his life. Next morning, when he got up free from his concussions, I met him in the dining area. "Oi, you truth, you bashed up my car, my dad is livid. You have to pay rupees 15,000 for the damage of the car. Dhar walked away. I followed him and demanded that he repay the damaging of the car. The psycho caught me by the collar and nearly killed me. This was our very own Rakesh Dhar, ever so ready to beat up anyone who dared to cross his path. He enjoyed weight training, and his next favorite passion was beating up everyone on the college committee. No wonder he didn't get a job from campus. He was banned from the college committee by the enemy number one, Jatin Verma. Yes, sir. This was a psycho of highest quality. You know, once I took my scooter and rode it full blast. From the other side, a huge truck was coming. I pressed the gas. As the truck came close, I turned my scooter to avoid the concussion. Yes, sir, the psycho was also an adrenaline junkie. He got his thrills in a unique manner. However, I loved Rakesh Dhar and his stories. He was my inspiration in the early days of college, and I gave him all the regards and love for teaching me marketing. He had a unique walk and a gait and was always covered with his black leather jacket. This Bengali psycho also fancied himself in the Queen's English. Thought that he was studying in Oxford. He used to try and boast about his Queen's English, its pronunciations and its grammars. But I always thought that his vocabulary was always very limited and not as vast as mine. The reason for the madness and obtuse behavior of this man was that he had been hit on the head by a rod when he was a kid. Even as a kid, he would get into fights. This had an adverse effect on his mind and behavior, which led him to being a psycho that he was. However, like me, he would soothe his pain by drowning himself in pot. He would sit and smoke with all and sundry. Even the janitors and the cooks of the campus would sit with him every night and smoke. Yes, sir, Rakesh Baba was the father of all Charsis and would remain so forever for the rest of his life. But like Rudra, Rakesh also fancied and yearned for the love of his very own Parvati. Yes, Rakesh yearned for the love of Neeta Dhillon. End of chapter. This is a recitation by Anuj Tikku from his book I Also Slept with Rashmi Verma. Chapter 11, The Legend of the Pshyco. Thank you.